Hi! For this math project, we will talk about topic number 1, which is Introduction to Statistics on Group Data. We will be talking about preliminary concepts, measures of central tendency, and frequency tables and graphical representations.
Alright, so for the first problem we have 10 measurements of the diameter of a cylinder were registered as the following numbers. Calculate mean, median, mode, variance, and draw a box of whiskers.
Before showing how to solve each problem, first I will explain what each term means. The mean is the average of the complete data. So to obtain the mean, we have to add up all the numbers and then divide by the number of items. The mode is the number that repeats the most in the numbers of the dataset. The median is a number in the middle when all the numbers are arranged from the least to the greatest.
The variance refers to the average of the squared differences of the mean. So, in order to obtain it, we have to repeat the process of the mean, but square every number except the number that is divided. And what is a box and whiskers? It's a graph that presents information from a 5-number summary.
To calculate the mean, we need to add all these numbers and then we need to divide it by 10, and this gives us 3.982.
For the median, we have to order the numbers that we were given before from least to greatest, and in this case we have two numbers in the middle. To obtain the median of this set of numbers, we have to add them up and divide them by the number of variance. So in this case it's 2, and the answer is 3.975.
By analyzing the data, we may see that the mode is 3.92 because it is the number that repeats the most.
For the variance, we have two formulas, depending if the problem is a population or a sample. So in this case, we will use the population formula. X is the item we are using, and X with a line is the average of the problem. N is the number of items we are using, so N will equal to 10. And this symbol means that we need to add up all of these. So first, I will choose my first item, which will be 3.88, and then I will subtract by the average and square the answer, and then I repeat this process. So now that I have all the numbers, I need to add all of them up, which will give me this answer, and then finally divide by the number of items, which will be 10. And this will equal the variance around 0.004 is our final answer. So now we're going to make a box and whiskers. First, we need to arrange all numbers from least to greatest. And now we need to find the middle number. So it will be our quartile 2, the median. So we are left with two numbers. When this happens, we need to find the average. 3.975. So this will be our quartile 2, the median. So now we find the middle of this section, and we are left with this number. We do the same with this section. So we are left with this number, 4.03. So now we need to draw our box and whiskers. And this is our box and whiskers.
And the second problem is, David has a table with the amounts of money he has spent in the last 25 days. Find the class mark, frequency, community frequency, relative frequency, and cumulative frequency.
First, we need to calculate the classes. In order to do that, we will count the number of days, which is 25. We will square it, and then we will get a 5.
Then, we need to get the size of the table. We simply need to rest the highest number by the lowest number, which is the range, and divide it by the number of classes, which is 5. This will give us 110 minus 10 divided by 5, which the answer is 20.
So now, after we have the classes and the size of the frequency table, we need to find the class mark, the frequency, the cumulative frequency, the relative frequency, and the cumulative relative frequency.
To find the class mark, as you can see, you need to add the two numbers that make a class and then divide it by 2.
To find the frequency, you need to count the numbers that are inside the range of a class.
In order to find the cumulative frequency, you need to add all frequencies as you move from class to class.
So now, in order to find the relative frequency, all you have to do is find the percentage of the total amount that the frequency of a class is using. So we will use this formula. And x will be the number of frequency we are using. So now, for our first number, 9 divided by 25 times 136%. We do this for all of our numbers. We can add them all of them up. It will equal 100.
Now, to find the cumulative frequency, you need to add the percentages from the relative frequency as you move from class to class. So here we have 36%, then we need to add 28 plus 36 is 64, then 64 plus 8, 72, 72 plus 20, 92, and 92 plus 8, 100.
We learned the measures of central tendency for on-group data, what they are, and how to apply them in real-life situations. We also learned how to solve frequency tables and make graphical representations of our final data. We believed we explained and covered a good explanation of our topics from Introduction to Statistics.